Sierra, mountain, high up in the clouds. Leone, lion king of the cat, the great majestic animal.
Well, when the Queen reached Sierra Leone, we sang a lot of songs.
The wealth is being squandered.
I'm studying at the moment for a degree course.
I did a PhD in agricultural extension and international development.
The Queen be like, the one and like this. Compatendemo, I am a loto yambala. Compatendemo, I am a loto yambala. Compatendemo, I am a loto yambala.
Film initiative that was started by Juma Bah, who I'm sure many of you know. So over the past couple of months, we've been working with Juma as well as Chris Haydon on developing a film that tries to capture perhaps the essence of Sierra Leone in Southwark.
I'm still here because the war issue, as everybody knows, limited our movements.
So it's like the British government it's not doing much in our country. We are all sitting here, we need jobs. I'm a graduate with 2 qualifications. I'll be going back home to go complete my vocational course. I can't even get a job in here because I'm not English. I believe most people plan to live here and go and build a better Sierra Leone.
We met all sorts of extraordinary people. The people that were there in 1961 are our primary sources.
Each time I think about it, it still gives me goosebumps. The song was "Lay kindly light on me desert glow, lead thou me on."
So we should get like 2 different kind of arguments.
What the devil?
What is a bun to me? I want to actually know what it means.
Which is close to Sierra Leone.
False identity.
First reason
Culture.
is to get us thinking about Sierra Leone.
Land of Freedom, I decided to put all that in Freetown because when you had the first freed slave that went to Sierra Leone, they settled in Freetown. Yeah? So you've got Freedom, Land of Freedom, and Freetown. So that's why it's actually called Freetown.
And that, those things are social. Where did we get that?
Southern people, it's not a time, and this we say.
Babies in harmony.
Babies in harmony, okay?
Diamonds.
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah.
For the border, waiting in
Identity.
Language,
Black cap.
traditions.
Drugs.
Drums.
Southern people, we are with
Money.
Yeah.
Diamonds.
Because I don't really know much about Sierra Leone.
War.
Okay.
Charles Taylor.
Police. Hospital.
There's freedom somewhere.
What I don't know about it.
Set your shots.
In life, if we strive to do that.
The next morning, the Sierra Leone Parliament was called into session, and Sir Maurice Dorman took the oath of office as Governor General of the country.
So, what do you think about Sierra Leone?
Everyone from that country is happy about what's going on there, about the peace, and everything is stable at the moment, as far as I'm concerned.
It's quite diamond famous. It's got huge natural resources.
There was nothing happening after the war,
people lost their senses. There was a lot of displacement in the place.
In terms of mineral resources, we got quite a lot of mineral resources.
Sierra Leone is the best country on the planet as far as I'm concerned. It's the happiest place for me to live.
It's like a lot of people standing on the street. We haven't seen the benefits since our independence.
My parents, they're diamond dealers. My parents have been brought up in the diamond trade. So I was born, I met my dad, and my family have been good merchants of diamonds. So we've been very, very established in the trade because I'm from the rural areas. I in the district part of it, like Kenimo, that was where I was born, towards the eastern region. So their diamond trade is very, very lucrative. And my family, my people, they don't know no other trade except diamonds. So diamond is the only trade I know. That's the trade I was brought in. Of course, I've shifted a little bit into musical, showbiz and fashion trading and the like, but at the end of the day, still, diamond is my original trade.
Basically, we are coming inside Paramount Kitchen to ask the Sierra Leonean community in Peckham about their views of Sierra Leone or what they think of Sierra Leone.
You know, there's been war in Freetown, you know, and there's a lot of things happening in Freetown now. So people are saying there's development going on in Freetown. I cannot say it, I've never been. I would love to go, but I've been here 20 years, so I couldn't tell you much about Freetown. But all I know is from what I read from the internet, from what people say, I know there is comparatively progressiveness going on in Freetown now in terms of development.
When you think of Sierra Leone, what comes into your mind?
When I think of Sierra Leone,
what comes into your mind?
Oh my God, a lot of compassion and sympathy for my people. That's the honest truth, absolutely.
The poverty. The poverty, yeah, it's affecting Sierra Leone now, for now.
That's the first thing I would like to change, is corruption.
Our country is very, very poor.
Where there is corruption, I don't think there is any progress.
So the British government needs to do something in our country. Yeah.
Sierra Leone, we just came out of war. And as Kuruma is obviously, I give him my credit, I think he's doing very well. There is no way you could fight a 10 years war in 10 days.
The judiciary aspect of Sierra Leone needs to be washed out properly because it's war corrupt.
Well, when I think of Sierra Leone, I'm thinking Sierra Leone is the least country in the world because there's nothing there, actually nothing. We are here, we're trying to do something for them there, but it's really, when I went to Sierra Leone last April, when I see the people there, the children there, everybody there, I feel so bad.
You have like a matter with somebody who is richer than you, who's got money than you, you'll always be the loser. So even when you are still think, oh, this is my right, you will always lose your right for somebody who's got money than you. And the leaders of that country, we stood there, look at exactly what's happening. They know this is going on every day, every time, and it's still continuing, it's still ongoing, it's not stopping. So these are some of the things that is really making that country, the poor be always come upset, the poor always get hungry, because your rights is always being seized by people who are up there more than you.
Things are very slow.
The young man was good. I'm finished now. Do you think Sierra Leone is rich?
In terms of your question, whether Sierra Leone is rich, it depends.
So it's 60.
If you look at it economically, you would say that based on the natural resources, the nation itself is God.
Yes, very
based on iron, ore, rutile, bauxite, diamonds, gold.
Agriculture.
It's even agriculturally the cash crops that it produces. If we look at the turnover of that, if we look at it from the GDP, we can say yes, the country itself naturally it's rich.
I would not say we are rich, you know. We are trying to get there because, in terms of my perspective, what constitutes rich or richness is to do it the longevity of how people live, you know.
Or the way the wealth is being squandered, the way the resources being, you know, mismanaged, abused, then you can say he rightly said Sierra Leone has been a victim.
Got a small little problem there with administration and that, but with the help of the present regime, we know things will be put into the proper place.
The nation itself has been a victim of not only of war but colonialism, bad merchandising, European exploitations of investors that come from overseas. So we can say, yeah, we are rich, but we actually, you know, not being able to manage our resources. You see?
When you talk about riches, we talk about terms. The way we use the term riches, it's talking about the country as general. What about the people? How can you consider the people are rich? No, we are poor.
Sierra Leone, it could be one of the richest countries in the world. Hopefully that the government and the people will start to utilize the rich resources they have there.
Yeah, Sierra Leone has problems, as we all know, the war and things, but it doesn't seem as if you touched on those kind of topics. So for you, you just see the good part of Sierra Leone.
No, but I have to answer the question what you asked me.
Okay.
You never asked me about the brutal war. I've seen cases, I've got many families who have been slaughtered, hands chopped off, and people have been mutilated, children have been raped. But you have to decide the question you're asking me, and those questions you ask me, I'm not going to give a bad impression just for the sake of it, just for sensationalism. People trying to rebuild the past, people trying to encourage Sierra Leone to be a tourist country like Gambia, like South Africa. Those countries one time, you know, had brutality. And in the end of the day, to help the local people by having a positive image of Sierra Leone.
Okay, give me food.
I've been in England for 18 years. Yeah.
In Freetown, that's called Cruter Road. And most of us are from that particular area of Freetown. So people prefer to come because of the name and because of our tolerance. They sell cooked food as well. So people come and just relax in front, eat cooked food from there, you know.
Watching all kinds Sierra Leone of like things like that the BBC have shown Sierra Leone, like TV shows and documentaries on Sierra Leone.
We've got one of the largest multimedia archives in the world, and we've got a programme catalogue that is enormous and offers around 4 million photographs, 600,000 hours of TV and 500,000 hours of radio and TV.
If you ask about Sierra Leone, the poorer people will tell you the bad things,
So
and
it's the experience,
or not even poorer, but as in
less
smarter. Whether you grew up in a rich area in Sierra Leone, you still know that there was war and there's corruption and there's whatever going on in the country, but it's your choice whether you express it when someone asks you.
Sierra Leonean women, particularly those from the rural areas, are very supportive of each other.
Okay, the songs are all over the sing, where the queen be like, the one are like this.
I'm Aisha, the acting chair for the Bambali District Association. The elderly people are the befriendly group we are dealing with, and we are sponsored by Southwark Council.
When the Queen reached Sierra Leone, we sang a lot of songs, but this was the favorite one and her favorite song, and she asked people, and the meaning of this was, what did you cook demo? And the others will say, it's okra and the tola. There is this vegetable called tola. So, compate demo, what did you cook? Compate demo.
Statement
as an independent country, do you think it was right to say the Queen, our mother, is coming to visit?
But independent, the Queen and Mother is a personal thing. People still think that the Queen Mother is the Queen, and many people do, and I think it's right. People are royalty.
So every member who is under the Commonwealth Group of Nations will formally have to refer to the Queen as our mother.
We're all equal in the Commonwealth now, so we have got independence, we are independent, but we just, it's a club, isn't it?
I know people that were illiterate at that time. They don't know what it meant by Commonwealth. Yeah? But still they have that respect for the Queen.
People in Jamaica, we've got a lot of Jamaican clients here, they still believe that the Queen is still the Queen of the Commonwealth.
I know you have a perspective like after independence. I don't know if some people get that right, because you're still asking like after independence, is it viable for us to call the Queen as our mother? And you said it's like you don't believe that every Sierra Leonean was very happy at the time of the independence. And looking at it here, you may be right. You may be right, because okay, if I say we have a group of 10 people having an ideology, maybe 8 will accept to it, 2 will not accept.
If she go back there, then everything will be fine.
Yeah, I think we found Sierra Leone now. I think we've just found it. We just need to put everything together now and go down our map that we've created.
For pleading, to people, especially with the Sierra Leoneans, to prepare to go back home. I'm going back soon. Yeah, I'm studying at the moment for a degree course. As soon as I finish one, within a year, I'm going back.
If the medical facilities are good, there are so many people that would love to go back because it makes the difference.
Not what our country has done for us, but what we have done for our country. That's the question we should be asking ourselves. There are Sierra Leoneans outside, more richer, but people are just being too afraid to go there and invest.
Most of the things that's coming up, like the oil, they haven't got enough experts with, from Sierra Leone can take up the job, the responsibility. So they have to employ somebody from abroad.
It would be hard to actually live there. I'd go there to travel and to stay there, because when you've been in this country a long time, since I'm 49 in May, and I've been here since I was 5 years old, so I've been here a long time. But I would go to the country.
Have you visit?
Yes. I went to my honeymoon 22 years ago. I hope to go in April for the independence.
I'm celebrating my independence here because of my family ties. I would love to go to Sierra Leone with my family, but as I'm saying again, we are the most expensive country to travel. If you want to go to Sierra Leone, you're thinking about £1,000. In Gambia, you can go to Gambia for £200–300.
I will be happy to celebrate Sierra Leone 50th independence, though developments have been down to 0, but gradually we are growing up now, and I hope in the year 2015 Sierra Leone will be up there among the rank of the world.
For the way forward, we need to bring back the trains. We need the trains. Very important to link. Before the independence, when we have the trains, we see the difference. After they took out the trains in 1974, then Sierra Leone started going down, we start declining. So please, I'm appealing to any president, our president now, today, Mr. Ernest Bai Koroma, please, for the way forward, in 50 years, we need back the trains. Please help us to get back the trains. Thank you very much. And God bless.
They've suffered for the fact that they've suffered a lot. And just the minority of the people there and getting what the country is offering. The rest are suffering.
So for that, you know, I mean, when I see the people from Sierra Leone, I have enough respect for them, for their endurance and sympathy at the same time. That's all.
I understand the environment now.
You understand the environment a bit more?
Yeah.
Okay, so
how it started.
Okay. So what do you think about the whole project? Do you think it's...
Yeah, it could benefit.
If people see it, it will give them a knowledge why people have certain views of Sierra Leone, and this probably will get the media's eyes and people thinking about Sierra Leone and change their views on Sierra Leone.
I've learned a lot, and again, it's reinforced some of the views that I've already have about Sierra Leone. And somebody said something very interesting, which is appreciating the endurance that people have got, you know, which really sinks to my mind. And it's something that you don't think of often. You always think about, you know, people suffering and all that, but we don't appreciate, you know, the endurance, the courage and the bravery in Sierra Leone as well as out of Sierra Leone.
Most of the people want change because like the leftover from the war, they want it to change. So like they want Sierra Leone back like in its old ways before.
Okay.
And they want it to be more modernized than like this country.
Do you think that Sierra Leone can help themselves if they work hard at it themselves?
I do think so, because I mean, the aid, not necessarily the aid, but the way the aid is being distributed has virtually made Sierra Leone into a dependency-oriented country. We can do better than that. That was a country which used to export food. Now we have to import it.
There was a lot of mineral there, diamond, everything there. But when the rebel come to Sierra Leone, everything was mashed up. Now you can even see nothing now because they dig everywhere. There's nothing in there now. They build houses there. So many minings. Everybody's there. So we don't know which is which. So before, Sierra Leone is the richest country in the world, West Africa. We got diamonds, gold, iron ore, everything. But now, no.
So would you want to live in Sierra Leone?
Yeah, in future, yeah. Because I was born there. No matter what, it's my country. Yeah, so we have to go and build up Sierra Leone.
The night is gone, and with the morn, those angel faces smile, which I have lost, long since and lost a while. Thank you, Miss Gassa.